Today is our special webinar presentation. It is February 10th, 2016 already. I can't believe it's 2016. I'm going to turn off my chat in the other room, so any questions from here on out, just go ahead and paste them in the chat over here or put them in as a question, either or, that works.
So, all right, gentlemen, ladies, how are you? Yes, some of you guys are probably wondering what Jake and I have been up to. So we have actually been up to doing quite a bit. Jake and I have been really building out our enterprise level business. You know, SEMeasy has really always been. I don't want to demean it, but it's sort of a hobby for us. I mean, it's something that we really love and enjoy doing. Was never intended to be any sort of real money maker for us. You know, we make all of our money in the real world doing real SEO, real customers, and everything else. Not that everybody here isn't a real customer, right? But you understand what I'm saying? I mean, we don't just make money by going out and trying to sell products. We go out and we try and we have our own SEO business where, you know, we have really quite a few high level enterprise level clients, actually quite a bit. So really, that's what we've been working on, and with that has come all sorts of different challenges. New technologies have had to be created for different demands of each one of those clients. We've been able to take a lot of that, and now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be packaging some of that stuff together, so that you guys can benefit from, you know, all of our experience and a lot of the new technologies that we've created as well. So I know that Jake is busy just trying to get a whole bunch of people into the webinar that are struggling. We do have a lot of people here already.
Yep, it looks like there's still a few more popping in here on my screen. That link seems to be working now. So I got give it about a minute more, and then we'll move on. And then I see a bunch of questions are coming in now. Perfect. So everything's working.
Yeah, Jake, I can't, like I said, I can't see the questions. I don't know if that's just because I'm a panelist.
That's probably the problem. Or the challenge, as one of our business partners would say. There's no such thing as problems, only challenges. Let me make you an organizer. And now you should have full access to those questions there. All right, so I guess now is as good a time as any to get started, and we'll start moving through them. First off, big welcome to SEMeasy for anybody who's new out there. I do see a couple names here I'm not fully familiar with, so it looks like we probably have a bunch of new members in here. We already pretty much covered what Andrew and I have been up to over the past couple months, but I'll just give it a quick recap. We've been really laser focused on growing out our enterprise business. You know, it's where we make the most of our money, and we saw a major growth opportunity. So we, you know, took hold of that and have really focused on building that business to be, you know, the full mega behemoth that we've been trying to make it for the past couple of years now. In that, I had to move down to North Carolina as we underwent a huge expansion. Got a bunch of new property, building new offices, hiring a bunch of new people. So I'm down in North Carolina, living it up. Kind of miss the big city a little bit, but Andrew still gets to go to our office there. And, you know, every couple of weeks I fly up there as well, and we powwow in the big city. But now I'm in North Carolina. I like it. My dog loves it. And, yeah, so that's what we've been up to. You know, we kind of look back at SEMeasy and really wanted to get the ball rolling here again because we figured, you know, now that business is up and running, we could really take a step back and go back to what we really love, and our hobby is SEMeasy, and we want to make it as good as it possibly can be. So, like I said, we've been growing out our enterprise level business, but in the interim, we've also been working on new strategies for ranking, and, you know, we've been finding and searching for the correct strategic partners for SEMeasy. And Andy, you want to go into that a little bit?
Sure. So, I mean, as a lot of you guys know, I've been around for a really long time. Been doing SEO since like the mid '90s, early '90s, and you know, there have been a lot of people that I've had the opportunity to work with and come across and learn from. But there's always been a couple, as probably all of you guys have, those few people in your circles that just when they say something, you always listen. Just because they test, they have sort of the same mindset as you, but they just they're innovators. And we were looking for people that I fully respected and people that I followed for a long time and wanted to try and bring them into the fold. So I was able to actually coach some of them to come over to the S3M3Asy side. And I am truly, truly excited because not just because they're good people and they're really smart, but I mean I listen to what they have to say and I follow them and I really respect them. So for me, it's ultra exciting to be able to work with people like that. And we found two people that I couldn't be happier to bring on board.
Yep. So I guess let's introduce them. We have Andres Tobar, Holly Starks, very familiar names for those of you who have been around these circles for a while. For those of you who haven't, I guess the best thing to do is let them introduce themselves. So the first thing I'll do here is
Well,
I'm gonna.
let me ask you guys a quick question. Who here doesn't know either one of them? Anybody in the room here not know? We have a lot of people in the room. Anybody here not know them? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. All right, awesome, awesome. So, Jake, why don't you set them up and let them introduce themselves?
Alrighty, and they should both be in right about now.
All right.
Hey, you guys on?
Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello.
All right, this is Andres Tobar, everybody. I lost sound for a second there. I'm not showing my screen, am I?
Nope, nope.
Okay, perfect,
Hey, Jake,
perfect.
can you bring up the Can you just bring up the slide deck real fast?
Sure thing. Let's see, I just gotta grab back control real quick here.
Okay, so while that's coming up, excited to come on board. I know Andrew has kind of reached out to me a couple times, and finally it just made sense to just kind of come on board. I've really enjoyed the platform that I've created for myself, the being able to teach people. I really take pride whenever I see messages that I've helped quite a few people just earn their first dollar online. That just makes me proud. And so I just feel that this is going to give me a bigger platform to be able to bring my training, my style of teaching, and really expand on that with the whole S3M3Asy community. So a little bit about me. I think most of you have kind of ran into my products at one point or another, so you're probably familiar with it. But I started this whole internet marketing journey actually as a carpet cleaner. I own my own carpet cleaning business. I started at a very young age, and from the get-go, my goal was, the way I'm going to get my clients is using the internet. Very unheard of at the time with service businesses, but I just figured that was the way of the future. Being someone I was still in college, and so I figured that nobody's going to use phone books anymore, and I'm going to go this route. And so it was very easy to gain Google, Yahoo, all those search engines back then. Within a few months, we were number one. We grew our carpet cleaning company to being one of the most expensive in the area, and which made it to where we didn't need to be very busy to make the kind of money at that age that I needed. But it also, I started learning a lot about the internet back then and how it worked and how it could actually generate clients for people. And from there, I kind of was just kind of fell into a consulting type setup. I opened up a consulting business just because I would open my mouth at carpet cleaning conferences and talk about what we were doing, and everybody was pretty much like, you know what, I don't understand any of that, but I want you to do it for me. So that's where I kind of went into the doing it for other businesses. I was picked up by a chemical distribution company that also had training seminars and type style that they would do for their carpet cleaners throughout the country. And I got for about a year, year and a half, I was able to kind of jump from city to city wherever they had their centers and do full day type training seminars showing carpet cleaners how to do that. And that was really fun and it was really cool because it gave me a platform and a chance to really grow my consulting business to the point where I think at one point I had 60 or so different clients all over the US. But it also got to the point where I'm not very good at managing other people. So it was always just me and one man show, and it got to be too much. If there's one thing that you all should, or yeah, should definitely know about me is I'm family first, and have always been that way. And so the doing this, the online marketing is just a means for me to have the freedom to be with my family here at home and keep my wife home. And we have another thing you should know is we've got 6 kids. So at any point that I'm doing a live training, if you hear something that sounds like someone's dying, it's normal. Don't be surprised to if you hear a shriek, that's nobody's dying. That's just my house. But I'm always family first, and I've created this business to where it allows me to really focus on my family and really take a hands-off approach and not manage people under me or anything like that. So going that route with the consulting business, having that many clients, all of them always wanted me on the phone and always wanting some kind of contact. It just didn't work out, so I started phasing out of that. And that was actually around the same time that I created Local Pages Ninja when I released that plugin back in 2011. I would say it was slightly revolutionary because nobody was really. It was happening. I mean, I got the idea from seeing other sites doing it to where you would just duplicate the same page across many cities. But I don't think anybody was doing it at the WordPress level or at the plugin level or making it simple. Basically, I started out by just copying and pasting the content and I would get a list of cities and I would just take the same exact content and I would do search and replace and boom, one post, search and replace, do the other post. So I quickly realized that that was going to get old, and that's the setup that I use for a lot of my local clients. Is since they were service type businesses, I would just sell them on the fact that I'm going to come in and I'm going to take over their service area for them, and they're going to be able to be number one across all of those. And back then it was super easy to do it, even in large cities. It worked amazing. I mean, we would get rankings pretty much immediately, and it was really cool to be able to do that. So that plugin went in to sell at least 1,000 copies or so. Right after that, I just kind of went underground. I knew that when I jumped into this selling programs type thing, internet marketing, whatever you want to call it, that I didn't want to be one of those that just release product after product after product without, just for the sake of making money. They need it to be tools that I'm using myself and tools that really benefit people. So right after Local Pages Ninja, I kind of just went underground, kept to myself, and that was around the same time that I started kind of letting go of all my clients. And basically what I started doing was the same kind of sites that I built for them, I started building on a larger scale and started monetizing with AdSense in a few different ways. But little by little, they got bigger and bigger and bigger, which eventually, 2 years later, it led to the release of Surfshaker, which was revamping Local Pages Ninja, changing a lot of it, changing a lot of technology, and making it to where we can just create these massive sites. And that's what I've been kind of focused on for the past couple of years, is these mass page sites that just make it super easy to rank and get traffic. And I focus on monetizing in ways that are completely hands off, which tie into my lifestyle, which is the freedom. So I want to be able to do the work once and benefit from it for many months. So that's my approach, and that's what I've primarily focused on. So with my now being part of SimEasy, I'll be able to bring a lot of that teaching over. I know that there's the SimEasy group has a big local type community where you do work a lot with local clients and whatnot. So if you have any interest in moving away from the local client side of things, going more to the passive income type side, I'll be able to do some of the training and show you guys how I was able to make that leap and actually make a heck of a lot more going on my own away from clients than with staying with clients.
Awesome,
Well,
awesome.
Andre, Andres, as you know, I mean, I used to build out these things. I used to build out all of my sites manually by hand too, until I grabbed Local Pages Ninja, and then I think you and I were maybe one of the only few that were just using it, and that was when you and I first sort of came in contact with one another, and it was just the greatest thing ever. So once
Yeah,
again,
I mean, we
I
sold
appreciate.
a ton of copies of it, and there was very few people. I mean, every now and then I do get a message here that like, I'm a Local Pages Ninja user, and I continue to use it, and then it stopped working, but I paid somebody to make it work again because it was so good. Because at one point, I launched it with two other guys, and one of those guys that was partnership with the original guy. It just kind of fell apart there, so the licensing server I think went down. But that was it was like 2 years after it went live. So
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it was life changing. I mean, it was life changing for me in the SEO world to make me started to look at things completely differently. So once again, for that, I totally thank you.
awesome.
All right, and so I guess we'll answer all the questions at the end. There's a bunch coming in, a bunch of comments. I guess we'll jump over to Holly. She's got control of her mic. She's a little sick right now, so she told me to warn y'all that if she coughs or anything, she's sorry in advance. But Holly, you there?
Hey, yeah, hey guys. I sound like probably a frog, but I'm gonna try to talk through and make it rather quickly. Basically, I'm Holly Starks. Most people know me as Holly Starks Cooper. I recently was married in June, and I went back to Holly Starks. I have a pretty interesting way of getting into this business. I went from being very comfortable lifestyle with my husband, making a couple $100,000 a year at General Motors, and into leaving him and ended up getting put on welfare because the only job where I could where I live I could only get for $7 an hour. So I went on welfare. I did the food stamps. Basically, I went and had nothing. I had to teach myself how to take care of my kids. And I made a PBN. I ended up getting quite a few clients, and one day Google came in and de-indexed my PBN network. It was like $30,000 that I lost, and I basically had to find another way to trick Google, as I say. I ended up learning YouTube and Google Hangouts, Google Live, and then another marketer brought me on internet marketing because I've been underground for so many years, and we created Easy Hangout Blueprint. We sold about 2,800 copies of it. We went on to create Badass Indexer. Currently, we own 25,000 XYZ domains. We own 15,000 YouTube accounts. I am a heavy Surfshaker user. I met Andres a year ago, and Andres literally changed my entire business. I used to be all YouTube, and after I met him, I'm pretty much, I would say 80% Surfshaker, 20% YouTube videos now. My YouTube videos are affiliate marketing, local lead gen, CPA stuff. My Surfshakers are like anything, AdSense, Amazon, CPA. We don't do normal niches. We'll do like weird niches like Christmas lights hanging. We do a lot of seasonal things. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm sorry I had to quickly go through that because I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, guys, we want to just say to Holly how much we appreciate her jumping on here today. She's sick as a dog, and she was able to pull herself up and hang out with us because we had made everybody a promise that we were making an announcement today. So Holly, thank you for doping yourself up and making it through this.
Absolutely.
you know, it's funny. It's funny that she mentions, you know, when we met, because it was just that was my first time going to like when some kind of internet marketing conference or anything. You know, I've always been um, on the board that I make more money from my sites than actually selling products or doing anything like that. And I kind of enjoy keeping it that way because I feel like it keeps me honest. It makes it to where, you know, I'm always in the know as to what's going on with my sites, as to what's working, what's not working, so that I could bring like the best cutting edge type info. But I went to the Internet Marketing Conference. I think it was originally Marketing Mayhem that we met at, and we got a chance to grab lunch. Her, Derek, and some other SEO dude, forget his name, but you know, she was telling us a little bit what she was doing, and I'm always the kind of guy that just, you know, I just take quiet. I don't like to boast about what I'm doing or anything like that. So, you know, she was mentioning the YouTube videos and what she was doing, taking it to a local level, and immediately clicked in my head. I'm like, you know, she's doing SERP but on a video level. I think even when we met then, I never even mentioned that I had SERP or what it did or anything. I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool with the video thing. We ended up meeting at another marketing conference with Ben Atkins, and that's when I started, you know, that's when we kind of went a little bit deeper, and I showed her like, hey, you know, this is what I do. Similar to what you do with the videos, but I do it with websites, and you know, from there on out, I think she was hooked and started building them out in mass. And you know, Holly, whenever she jumps into something, she doesn't do it lightly. She'll one day go from 0 domains to 1,000 domains if she wants to test something out, which is really cool because you can always rely on her to get you hard data really fast. You know, not the typical, oh, I put up, you know, 10 sites and they're not doing anything, and she'll be more like, well, I put out 1,500 and they're not really working, so yeah, that what we talked about is not going to work out. So it's really neat to work with and know someone that they just kind of put their head down and they get to it. That you don't find that a lot. You find in this kind of market you run into a lot of people that'll just kind of like dip their toe in a little bit, but not really do much with it. And she's on the other hand will immediately jump in and thousands of domains and kind of roll things out real fast.
You got to love that. Like I said, I think it's all theory until you test it. So that's the reason why I follow Holly. That's the reason why I love Andres, and you know, that really kind of wraps it up as far as why I like them so much. And both of them are, like I said, they're innovators. Holly was doing stuff with video that I had never seen before. I found it on the web and then tried to backtrack it to see who I could figure out it belonged to. Once I figured out, you know, who it was, then it was like, oh, okay, let me see what this person's doing, and that's how, you know, we wound up coming in contact with one another. But
Yep.
awesome. All right, Jake, let's push forward here, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess the big question on everybody's mind right now is what do we have planned for SEMeasy? So first off, some new plugins. There's been a lot of discussion about creating a ultralight version of Double Agent that's just super quick, super speedy, and laser focused on making sure, you know, that it does what it's supposed to do in a fast, efficient manner, and making sure that the pages are overlaid in such a way that Google treats them as, like we've talked about, that interstitial consumer engagement experience, not a full page iframe, no concern about cloaking or Google indexing the underlying iframed URL. So we're focused on that. A huge thing that Andrew's
Just a quick note on that is, you know, when we started talking about bringing me on board, you know, you guys were asking me like, what's one thing that I would definitely, you know, I must have, and you know, like I hear you guys, a lot of you that are members of SERPShaker and you're in our Facebook group and keep on, you know, just keep on asking like, what's the best overlay? What's the best overlay? And you know, there are a bunch of really good ones, but they all have their issues and quirks and whatnot. So that was you know, when I came in, I'm like, you know, we really gotta make that a priority to make sure that there is a light version, just like, you know, with all the features that you mentioned, so that it doesn't focus so much on the other stuff that you know, the regular Double Agent has, but just a few certain features that just it does it very well. So I'm excited be a part of that and be able to kind of bring something to market and not compete with the guys that put it out originally, because that wasn't my intention.
Well, no, I mean, once again, there's been, we kind of put this out, Andres, a long time ago, and as you know, we took something that was out there and just actually purchased the IP and just made it a heck of a lot better, and then just revamped it completely. But the one thing that a lot of people missed was that, some people would say, hey, it's not running as fast as we'd like. So people would say, oh, okay, you know what? I think I found something else that will run faster, but the problem was that it killed their rankings because it wasn't programmatically done correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And there were bleeds that were through it and stuff like that, and there were certain reasons why we did what we did. We've also found that there are ways to make it faster. But like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to strip it down, and we're going to give people the bare bones and make it super fast. Jake, I mean, that's, like I said, I don't know what else there really is to say about it's going to be lightning fast and it's going to be done correctly.
Yep, that's pretty much it for that. You want to talk about event SEO for a little bit?
Yeah, so event SEO, I know that a lot of you guys do a lot of local SEO. Event SEO is, you're probably like, what the hell is that? Event SEO is absolutely probably one of the coolest things that you can do for local sites. And we're going to jump into that pretty heavily. There's going to be a plugin, and there's also going to be a lot of training in reference to it. And what it will basically do is really supercharge any local SEO that you're doing. I mean, that's really I don't want to give too much away because of the fact that it's going to be it's epic right now of the results that we're getting.
Yep, and then also schema training and schema plugins. And that's pretty much it on the software side. If we move forward to the community side, I mean, we have a bunch of other things in the work, but we got to focus on a few core things, of course, and get those out to market before we start floating on the other ones. And of course, all of those are included free in the monthly membership. Talking about the monthly membership in the SEMeasy community, we want to, of course, give it a huge membership value boost. So we're doing that through more lessons, more advanced lessons. We're going to have, of course, Holly and Andres bringing their knowledge into the mix and hosting some webinars for the SEMeasy community exclusively. And members that'll bring with it membership growth, centralization as they start centralizing their communities out into SEMeasy, and everybody comes here. We'll have a nice big melting pot of information again, like we did in the very beginning of the SEMeasy days, and pretty much through the first and a half year. With that, of course, will come some platform stability and new technologies to make that happen. We actually just bought some new servers, and we're waiting for those to be configured right now as they're putting together the hardware. And then we're going to be moving SEMeasy as a whole over onto that box, or series of boxes actually, and that'll make everything much, much faster around SEMeasy, and we'll be focusing on cleaning up the site, making it function a lot more efficiently as well. Let's see, Andrew, you want to talk about, or Andres, you want to talk about the closed Facebook groups and the bigger, better Skype?
Yeah, let Andres talk about the Facebook group, and I'll grab the Skype.
Sure.
Okay. You caught me while I was munching on candy here. The Facebook group, one of the things that I really enjoy about the SERPshaker is the community that we've created, and it's really just been based around the Facebook group that we've had with SERPshaker. So when I came on with Andrew and Jake, I brought the idea, let's go ahead and do a Facebook group for SEMeasy. And yeah, I get it. Just another group you've got to join, but eventually all the members will see the value on it, because anytime you have any kind of issue, any kind of problems, or anything new, what I want to build and grow is just an area that we can all kind of just go to, no matter what, and just post or whatever we're having or dealing with at the moment. And as a community, all kind of come together and solve the issue. And I've seen it happen with SERPshaker, to the point where, I don't really have to do much customer support anymore. It just kind of takes care of itself right through the Facebook group. But it's seeing the community of users coming together and kind of coming to a solution together. It's really neat. Everybody kind of learns from it, even if it's an issue you've never run into or you won't run into. Just seeing how they were able to solve it. You never know if, something might pop up in the future, and you know that you can reference back to that specific post. And I was like, oh, okay, Bob ran into this issue, a month back. Let me see how he was able to fix it, and we can share different strategies and everything. But just kind of gives us a community, and it's a lot easier to kind of day to day with the Facebook group than it is maybe checking in on a forum every day or any other kind of way. So that's my thinking and my idea with it.
Awesome. And Andy, you want to hit on the Skype group?
Sure. All right. So as you guys know, we or maybe some of you guys don't know, we have a lot of conversation going on in a Skype group right now. We have our premium members that have jumped into to a Skype group. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting up for anybody who wants to jump into the Skype group. We'll have a form on the website. Basically, you just got to give us your Sem-Easy name, your email address, and your Skype name, and then we'll give you the instructions on how to get into the Skype group, and that's it. Now there are some people that really enjoy Facebook, and Facebook is great for certain things. Skype is absolutely awesome for others. The Facebook group. Oh, there you go. There's the Facebook group. So if you just go to semeasy.com/FB, as in Frank Boy or as in Facebook, you'll be able to jump right into that the group. Just request to join the group, and we'll throw you in there. And then Jake and I will have the link up on the website for the Skype group shortly. We just completed the form and everything else for that, so that'll be going up onto the website as well. And you'll find that right in the drop-down menus. So if you're on semeasy.com and you go over to the discuss, it's going to give you all the different options of different ways and the different discussions that are going on. Either the link to the Facebook group or requesting access to the Skype group. The Skype group is for members only. The Facebook is open to free members. Free, premium, doesn't matter. The Skype group is for premiums, and like I said, you guys are going to be seeing, like I said, a lot of action on Skype. You're going to see a lot of action on Facebook, but on top of that, you're also going to see the weekly webinars kick back up again, and we're looking forward to it. There's been so much that Jake and I have been doing, and I know Andres and Holly have been doing as well on their own, but there's so much stuff that Jake and I have been doing over the last year, and we're looking to just take some of that information now and be able to put it back out to you guys.
Absolutely. With that said, our last slide of the day. We kept it close to half hour here. Awesome. Questions. We'll take them. And I think we also had a small handout or small giveaway today, so we'll do that after the first couple questions pop in.
Well, let me throw something out there. Is there something specific that anybody that let's say Sem-Easy has never touched on that you guys might be interested in? Any sort of upcoming training, or is there an upcoming, or is there some sort of plug-in, let's say, that you needed something to do something that it had? I guess we could always start with, what does the community want versus what we want?
Let's see.
Yeah, the Skype guys, like I said, the Skype, that will be going up shortly.
Let's see. Will Index Assault be merged with Andres and Holly's indexing tools? It's definitely something we could look into. We actually hadn't thought of that. But
yeah, probably not, because it's two totally different. It's two totally different methods of indexing. But I might be able to put the arm on Holly, and she might be able to do something for the Sem-Easy members that are looking for her indexer.
Yeah, that'd be cool, but wait till I get my voice back.
See, if you ask her now, she can't say no. All right, so Maggie, God, I haven't spoken to you, Maggie, in a long time. Number one rankings. Okay, number one rankings. Are you talking about on a geo-targeted level, local level, national level? What are you looking for? And I'll just keep going as I'm waiting for Maggie to
I mean,
jump back.
those are all achievable. It just depends on how much work you want to put to it. I
Yeah,
know all of my campaigns, everything that I do, I think of it as a national level, but when it really comes down to it, I mean, the posts that I'm doing are really down to the local level, to the very long tail. But when you take, those long tails with the cities and put it out across 30,000 cities, you're going to get some traffic. But if I were to try to do the same thing, and let's say we're talking about like the school niche, and I'm trying to rank for like CNA schools. If I were to sit here and try to rank for the term CNA schools, I could spend the best part of a year trying to get that up there and probably nowhere near get um, to where I need to be just because there's so much money in that particular education niche. Where if I bring that down and I find all the long term around CNA schools and then tie it up with all the cities and even the smallest of the smallest city that probably has a population of 15 people, but you just put it up there because you never know. If they have access to it, the way I see it, if they have access to a computer, one day or another they might do a search for that. So might as well be targeting them as well. And that's how I kind of approach it. But that's how I'm able to get my #1 rankings and get the traffic that I need without spending months and months and maybe even a year on one particular website doing everything super clean, only to have Google shut it down, for no particular reason. I'd rather put up thousands of sites and okay, they'll shut down like 100 of them, but I still have the other ones that are bringing in traffic. That's my approach to it.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Andres, I don't disagree, but what we actually do, Jake and I have been doing is we'll actually attack it from multiple different ways. So we'll put up surf shaker style sites, what we call funnel sites, and we'll grab traffic that way as well as
The
doing.
national level.
Well, we'll hit all the locals, right, and then we'll go ahead
Hmm.
and we'll actually do SEO on a national level as well at the same time, and we're hitting it from multiple angles because we know that certain things are going to pop at certain times, right? It's going to take much longer for the work that we do to rank national terms
Hmm.
or real broad terms versus long tail terms. So while we're building that up, we'll just keep building away and bringing in traffic with those long tail keywords all day long, and then continue to still optimize those for those national terms. And
Right,
once
right. And that makes
once you
sense
have
tying the
both,
two together.
yeah, and we do that all day long, as well as a couple of other things. And like I said, one of it is, which we're going to get into Maggie, because Maggie actually wrote later on down here. She did write local city. So the stuff that we're going to be showing you in reference to event SEO is going to it's going to just skyrocket for local SEO. It's just absolutely one of the greatest things that you can do, um, and I can't wait to get into it.
Yep.
Um,
Let's see. We have
let's see.
a lot of schema questions. The better one of not better, but a great one here is JSON LD versus other types of markup language. Which is better? Can they be combined? Best practices. So Google still, while they do recognize the JSON LD and it's a very easy form of JSON or not JSON, it's a very easy form of schema to implement and put on a page because you could just put it in a script tag on the top. They really do prefer a standard RDFA, schema markup mixed in with the HTML because it gives them a better understanding of how they could parse how the page looks, and they want to understand how the individual objects on the page itself interact with one another and what they actually mean, and be able to add those bits of data into their knowledge graph. So while JSON LD is great, especially if you have some form of API or something where you're just spitting out all the data onto the page, it they do prefer still do prefer the standard RDFA structure, and they spend a lot of time, working on parsers to be able to understand that. So there really has been no indication that they're, intending on switching their preference, other than them fully accepting JSON LD as a acceptable way to do it.
And then Jake, he asks, and then Brian's also asking, can they be combined? And we've discussed that.
Ideally, no. While you can do it, it's really not recommended. And Google's actually come out and said, stick to one. Um, you know, like a lot of things, Google's tell you one thing and then mean another. But in this case. They're pretty straightforward with saying, we can understand it, but it's definitely not ideal.
All right. So, question: How do you rank a business nationally? Do you build sites with thousands of pages? Well, we kind of touched on that before. Like I said, what Jake and I do, this is Andrew. What we do is we'll build out these funnel sites, so Surfshaker style sites with 60,000 pages, hitting all sorts of long-tailed keywords. We'll funnel them right back to either a landing page or the client's website, preferably a good landing page. And then what we'll do is we'll do regular standard old school SEO on their original website. A good backlinking campaign. And honestly, everything has changed in the world of backlinks. The only thing that hasn't changed is that backlinks still matter. They still do. Anybody who says that they don't, they're wrong. Granted, if you're going after keywords and long-tail keywords and long-tail keyword combinations where you have absolutely no competition, you don't have to worry about backlinks because there's no deciding factor between the two. But backlinks, guys, they still do matter on ranking broad keywords. If you think you're going to rank for hard-hitting keywords with no backlinks and not being a long-tailed keyword, you're not going to be able to do it. So we're going to get a lot into backlinking as well. And I know that Holly, I don't want to kill Holly here, but Holly, she always says that she loves black hat. So you're going to see black hat, you're going to see white hat, you're going to see gray hat. Because remember, Jake, what's the saying?
Well, you're going to have to remind me which saying.
We were talking about black hat, and I'm like, well, listen, all hats matter, right?
Oh, yeah, very true. Very true.
All hats matter.
All hats matter. Black hat, white hat, doesn't matter. They all matter. Let's see. What about using Money Robot for backlinking, but not directly to Money site? It's a great question. Andrew, you want to hit it?
Yeah, I'm just looking for the question. Who is it?
Maggie Peer.
What about using Money Robot for backlinking, but not directly to site? You're talking about basically trying to automate like GSA, SEO Robot, a whole bunch of those different tools. I don't particularly care for them. I used to use GSA a while back, but I found that it just doesn't. It just didn't exactly do what I wanted it to do. And if I had to do it, I had to basically spam a couple of tiers out because I didn't want that spam to be anywhere near my main website. There's a bunch of other different ways that you can do it. Listen, Google likes brands, guys. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. It's no secret. It's hard to fake a brand, but there are definitely ways to fake a brand. So we're going to get into all of that down the road. It's not just about being a website anymore. It's really about being something unique, which is a brand. And there are a bunch of different ways to signal to Google, that you are a brand.
Absolutely. All right, so I guess we should. Some people are saying I thought it was 2 p.m. Central. Oh man, sorry about that. Absolutely, great to see you back though.
Central. No, we never said 2 p.m. Central. I know that.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's okay. We're gonna get this replay up really fast.
Yep. All right, so I guess we'll do the quick giveaway real quick and wrap it up.
Well, you know what? I just want to go through real quick, Jake. I'm just going to blow through the last ones here because I don't want anybody to feel left out here. When does SEO? When does Events SEO come out? We're looking to have that out in like the next maybe 2 weeks or so, Steve. The latest. What is your opinion of Schema and the Project Supremacy plugin? My opinion of Schema is that it's gigantic. Project Supremacy, I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so I really couldn't give you. I couldn't give an input on that. Let's see. All right, I see that. Okay. Um,
All right. I think we blew through most of the questions. We might have missed a couple. They're flying through pretty quickly. But we could definitely wrap around. You want to do the giveaway, Andrew? How do you want to do it?
um, that's a good question. That's a good question. Um, well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go with
You want to do
anybody who's on the webinar. Anybody who's on the webinar right now, jump into the new Facebook group. Whoever posts the most interesting question in the Facebook group over the next 24 hours, what we're going to offer you is a 1 hour. Well, I'll give you 1 hour. Everybody else, what Jake, what was it? A 30-minute
Yeah, I think
a
that's what we
30
talked about it.
Yeah, so it's 30 minutes, like a free consultation. You get to pick whoever you want to speak to out of the four of us, um, and then throw in there with your question. Throw in there with your question who you'd want to speak to. Make it personal. We'll make it a contest between all of us as well. And I'll give you an hour because I'm going to try and skew it. I'm going to try and skew my chances of
Yeah.
winning. So
Andrew will do
they're
anything.
all going to be 30 minutes, guys. I'm going to give you an hour. So I don't know. You could pick whoever you'd like, but I'm going to give you 60 minutes, and they're only going to give you 30 minutes. So
Well,
yes,
that means you just gotta fluff it up. If you don't got enough information for 30 minutes.
we're going to make it a contest between the four of us about who gets requested the most. So guys, just jump right over to our Facebook group, okay? And that's going to be, you can find it. Just go to semeasy.com/FB. There you go, and jump in there. Whoever asks the most interesting SEO question, because I know that I should make sure that I clarify that. Whoever puts in the most interesting SEO question or the most interesting SEO statement, we'll pick a winner within 24 hours. We'll make it by I don't know 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Yep, and that's Eastern Standard Time. Alrighty, so I guess with that said, we're approaching our 60-minute mark here, so we could go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks everybody for jumping in. I know it was a little rocky getting started, yeah, I guess our next webinar will be same time, same place next week, and we'll get a full schedule of what we're going to be doing sometime between now and then. Post it up, send out the emails, and yeah. Really appreciate everybody jumping in, and we're just as excited as you are to get the ball rolling here. So hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll see you on the other side. So.